Hi children, it's Tuesday and we're going to be doing our phonics lesson this morning. So, we're going to begin by thinking about our tricky word trucks. Now yesterday I went through some new tricky words with you and we read them together. So well done if you did lots of good practice yesterday and you listened carefully to me and you had a go at saying them afterwards. Now today I'm going to see if you can do them by yourself. So I'd like you to ask your grown-up or your brother or sister or whoever it is who's with you to video you whilst we do our video, okay? So I'm going to press go and I'm going to let the tricky word trucks drive past and I'm going to stay quiet because I want to see if you can read them by yourself, okay? Don't worry if you don't know one, just stay quiet and wait for the next one and hopefully you'll be able to do it, okay? And that will really help me to plan my phonics for the rest of the week. Because if you all know them and you all can read them, we don't need to keep on doing it, do we? We can move our learning on. So it's really important that you're listening carefully to my instruction and you are now asking that person to send me a video of you saying these words. Okay? Off we go. So I'm going to stay quiet, remember? Can't sound out these words, they're tricky words, okay? So even though we can see the sound at the end, we still need to look at it, remember what it says and say it as a word. That's the same for all of these. So carry on, you're doing a good job. You're doing a really good job at home, well done. There's lots of these. Keep going, not long left. Well done. Well done if you managed to say all of those tricky words. There are 28 words in our phase 5 sounds, okay? So well done, and I can't wait to look through the videos that you send in and I can see who did the best, okay? And I know then for tomorrow which words we can concentrate on. So good job. Remember the login is still free, so if you want to go to Phonics Play after our phonics lesson, you can keep on practicing. Okay, so well done, that's a brilliant start to our day. Going to go through now our sounds we've learnt so far. Okay, and I'll say these with you. First one, you. Oo. W. Yesterday's sound. A. Well done, a split digraph. An A and an E. Split by another letter and it makes the A sound like cake. Well done if you remembered. O. E. Ow. I. Oi. O. O. A. Well done. 14 graphemes, okay? And 54 seconds. So again, like your tricky word trucks, log into Phonics Play, see how quickly you can do them. Okay, well done. Now moving on to our new learning today. We have got another split digraph to learn. Now before we go on to our sound, I've covered up what a split digraph is. So can you tell somebody in your house what a split digraph is. Okay? And then I'm going to move this and I'm going to see if you're right. So have a think. Think about what a split digraph is. Tell somebody. Pause the video if you want. And then let's see if you've got it right. A split digraph is a digraph that is split by a letter. So an and an okay, makes the E sound, but in this instance it is split up by another letter. And at the bottom, a digraph is a combination of two letters representing one sound, okay? So today's sound, we've got an and an split by another letter, and it always makes the E sound, okay? Let's have a look at the next page. Today then, I'm just going to cover that up. Today we have got 6 different words with the split digraph E in them. And we've got to read the sentences in a moment, and we've got to find the missing word. So we've got to do lots of good reading in today's phonics, okay? So let's look at the first one together. We've got the word E, T. Athlete. What is an athlete? Have a think about it. Ask an adult at home. What is an athlete? I'm going to tell you. An athlete is a person that takes part in some sporting competitions like running or hurdles or throwing or swimming, okay? So the Olympics, all the people who take part, they are athletes. So that's got the split digraph E. Remembering that we join them together and we say the sound in the middle after. E, T. Athlete. So have a look at the one underneath. St, E, V. Steve. Steve. Oh, now I know that's a man's name. Okay, you might have a dad called Steve, or an uncle, or a granddad, or a neighbour. Okay, do you know anybody called Steve? Oh, maybe you could let me know by writing a sentence. So Steve is a man's name. So that's something you need to remember for when we have to find the missing word. Okay, the next one. This is quite big. Os, E, os, E, atmosphere. That's a very big word. Say it with me. Atmosphere. Atmosphere, okay? Now the atmosphere is where you are at a place and it feels something, okay? So if you go to a fair or if you go to a show, the atmosphere will be feeling very fun, very happy, very excitable, okay? If you go to a haunted house, it might be scary. So the atmosphere is scary because that's how it feels, okay? And that's got the split digraph E. Remembering it's os, E, That letter in the middle of the split digraph, we say it at the end. Let's look at the next one. Eat. On eat. Concrete. Now, if your dad is a builder or your mum's a builder, or if you know anybody who's a builder, they will use lots of concrete to build things, okay? If you have some new floor outside on your patio, you need concrete underneath the slabs to keep it nice and strong, okay? So concrete. Split digraph, E, and it's got the T sound in the middle. So we say the T at the end. Eat. Concrete. Okay? Now we've got another one here. We've got the split digraph at the beginning. Even. Now we've done some good work in maths. Odd and even. Which numbers are even? Okay? Or if you've got some scales and they are the same, they weigh the same. So you have even numbers. Okay? And our last sound, we've got a capital E, but it's still a split digraph. Eve. And that's a girl's name, okay? So we know Adam and Eve in the story, the creation story. or you might have a family member or a friend called Eve. So Eve is a girl's name, but Steve is a boy's name, okay? Some girls might be called Stevie, okay, but we've got Steve at the end there. So we've got 6 words with the split digraph E in them. Now your activity for today is you need to pause the video in a moment, and I've got 6 sentences. And you've got to read them carefully, and you've got to find the missing word. So let's look at number 1. Number 1, the sentence says, my dad is called something. Let's try it with the word concrete. My dad is called concrete. No, that's not right, is it? Because we've just discussed the word concrete. Concrete isn't a name. What might your dad be called? Steve. Okay, so Steve is what you would write on that line there. Okay, now what you can do, you can either write down the full sentence to practice your handwriting, or you can write on your whiteboard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can just write the answer. But I really want to see your work. So whether you write the sentence or write the missing word, you need to send in a video so I can see if you've got them right, okay? So the first answer is Steve. So I'm going to write it down. And because it's a name, it needs a capital letter. Eve. Okay? And you can add your sound buttons. So I know you know it's a split digraph. So when we've got a split digraph, the sound button is a little line, like a smiley face, okay, to join them together. So then you can do the next 5 by yourself. You can either write the full sentence or write the word on your whiteboard. So you need to pause the video now, read them carefully. So you need to read them first to make sure that your missing word makes sense, okay? And then once you've done that, come back to the video for our next activity. And I've got a little bit of a challenge for you today. In our sound stars for our reply, we have got the sound E, the sound E, and the sound E. Now we have learnt all of these sounds in our phonics, but they all make the same sound. They are just spelt differently. So we can sound out E and spell it with an E and an E. We can sound this one, E, but it's spelt with an E and an A. Or we can have this spelling of the sound E, okay? And I would like you today to write a sentence using the sounds above. So I want you to write me 3 sentences thinking about the different spellings for the sound E. Now this is quite tricky, okay? So don't worry if you find it challenging, have a go. Let me know how you get on, and I know whether we need to do a bit more practice on finding the right spelling for words. So let's think of some words together. What about the word green? Green. Gr-e-n. Now I know, because I've done lots of reading, I know what the word green looks like. And I know we spell the sound E in the word green with an E and an E. So my first sentence could be, the tree has green leaves. Now that's a little bit tricky because we've also got this spelling of E in leaves. And then today our split digraph spelling of E, we've got all of those words we've just done together, okay? So lots of fun but challenging things to be getting on with. So well done. Don't forget, I'm looking for a video of you doing your tricky word trucks by yourself. I'm looking for photographs of your missing word activity and also a photograph of your 3 sentences with our different spellings, okay? And listen out carefully because I will be mentioning those children who send me an email for tomorrow's video. So don't forget, okay? See you tomorrow. Well done.